are not prepared!
So hi.
Yeah.
We have Alex with us again today. It's like, what's this, 2 or 3 in a row?
I just needed a couple weeks off, well, like a month and a half, and then I hate the game a little less, and then I'm back. So, that's... Yeah. Plus, you figure StarCraft 2, Fallout, there were several releases that took place in that time period, which I had to go play.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue with your intro. Fine, sir.
Sure.
It may or may not be an episode in the mid-70s. We're pretty sure of that.
It's 76. It is 76. I checked. Legit, just checked. Yeah.
That's actually kind of funnier than what we chose. So yeah, I'm not opposed to that. Yeah, that's better.
Cool.
So
Anyway.
yeah,
Yeah.
Tell us more. What's going on?
Wait, tell us more about what? We didn't start any conversations.
Well, tell us more about what we'll be conversing about tonight.
We, that's, my thought is gone. God damn it. All right.
Well,
so, Ghost may or may not be joining us tonight. I believe he has a match. So, yeah, it's probably just going to be us. So, we were planning on having a original Origins mech, so the mechs the Origin mechs are based off of, which would be the Jenner, Hunchback, Orion, and Highlander, but Alex decided to be a big baby about it, and
I honestly don't think I own any Highlanders anymore, dude. I might have the Founders Jenner. I might have the Founders Jenner. I can look after this one.
Majo also only has Jenner, so it's a moot point.
Yeah, but the Founders Jenner isn't good.
oh. Yeah, wait, which one is that? Is that the D?
We will be running in the Origin style mechs. Hikage's streaming tonight because, Ghost isn't here and my OBS software is acting funny. I need to recalibrate. Yeah, basically I got a 2K monitor and I'm not set up for it and didn't really want to set up for it tonight. So, Hikage, you get to see Hikage's beautiful face here today. Anyway, we do actually have some legit news, too.
News!
I had a bit of it, too, actually.
They had a launch event for Steam. MechWarrior's on Steam now. It's actually pretty sweet. It's doing well. I mean, it is its launch day, so we'll see if it retains people. But it was like 2,500 people polling, which put it in like the top 60 games on Steam, something like that.
Yeah,
which is pretty good.
I'm a fan of that.
Yeah. So it's doing all right. Also, it looks like Spiral is going to be joining us, although he will have to wait until our next
party
match.
leads got clickies.
Spiral, we would like you to bring a Jenner, a Hunchback, an Orion, or a Highlander. I know it's a short list, and I know that some of those mechs are painful to pilot. But
I actually have to level an Orion, so sure.
Okay.
I did. I'll even pilot an
Well,
Orion.
if you're willing, we also have a bridge to sell.
Oh, stupid Twitch.
But, yeah, so PGI had a launch party for MWO for the Steam release. And they announced a whole bunch of shit at that party. And we have links for most of it.
I was actually at the party.
Pretty cool.
So you guys
How was it?
Yeah,
It was
tell us about
excellent. It was excellent. It had a lot of stuff that probably won't be shown because it was a lot of Oculus and the HTC demos. So really hard to kind of stream all that, but it was definitely really good. Yeah, I know, really. But yeah, thanks PGI for inviting me and everyone else who did show up in Vancouver. Space was great. Had a blast talking and meeting a lot of people, in real life.
Reactor online. Sensors online.
And
Weapons online.
interesting to see where the game's developing over the next few
All
years.
systems nominal.
Yeah.
Months.
Now,
like
I
it's in a good
think I
spot
remember
right
you mentioning something in a Reddit thread or other, Spiral. Did you actually get to try out the Oculus stuff?
Did both the HTC and the Oculus.
How did you like them?
Well, for the Oculus, which was kind of keyed into MWO, it's very much kind of akin to what the Track IR demo is like, only just with a full Oculus monitor. It still looks like they're trying to, figure a few things out, and I still really don't like, how most of the UI still moves with the head, but not the reticle. And that kind of annoyance from Track IR is still present in Oculus, but I did hear, Russ at some point in time, mention that, that might be something that they're looking into, but, obviously they have other priorities with, community warfare coming out, and also, I think, the fire is probably going to be lit under their ass to finish that up once Oculus actually has a release date, because right now it's kind of just on their spare time they're developing it on the side.
Now, is was it Samsung that just came out with their version for what, smartphones and their televisions also?
I'm not sure about the Samsung one, but I know that I think the Sony HTC was also there, and they had a demo for it that was not linked to MWO.
Citadel, let's go.
I just wonder, because I know there's more competitors entering that marketplace now, and so I wonder how much they're going to start actually finally moving that kind of R&D and trying to get everything worked out and try and move it along even quicker. Because it seems like the market's becoming a bit more saturated than when they first announced it. I mean, what was that, 3 or 4 years ago now?
Well, it looks like, they're definitely doing the legwork on the Oculus. I mean, naturally, the Oculus is probably generating the most buzz at this point in time, which is probably why they're going to be, streamlining the code and whatnot for the Oculus. And I'm not even sure if, the Oculus competitors are going to beat them out to market, so who knows. But I imagine that, with all of these kind of dev kits coming along, that there's at least going to be similarities in the code for how all that is set up, considering that most of the things that are coming out onto the market are mostly trying to ape the Oculus kind of setup. So I imagine that at least for the Oculus controls, they're going to pretty much translate over into the competitors, at least a little bit easier than, say, the HTC, which was a completely separate demo that had nothing to do with MWO, because it was an actual walk-around demo, which was actually fairly impressive, I have to admit.
Yeah,
DT on that crab.
I was talking to Deadfire about that earlier today. The thing where you're in the repair bay.
Yeah, that was, I have to say, so if you're streaming, like Ted, what you guys know, there was a demo at the party where you essentially went through a very small number of your office spaces.
Wait, was that was there secret information?
Yeah, I don't know. They're all engaged. So,
well then, yeah, you're going. Yeah.
Yeah, and also I'm sure that this is nothing that's coming from MWO, but more as of a trade thing.
Yeah, then showing what the system can do kind of thing.
Exactly. More than likely, if PGI goes to a trade show or HTC, they might throw it in just a demo or something like that.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look like it's anything for the actual game itself, just to kind of demo what the capabilities can do. So, they essentially start you off in a little corridor. They actually set up the wand on a stack of books right next to you, and you literally have to pretty much pick up the wand and to kind of use it to navigate this actual environment that you physically walk around in, a bare office space. But It actually looks like you're walking around an elevator and repair bay and everything like that. And the thing that I think most impressed me about Ghost's system, just as like a system, was that it's total sensory deprivation with both the eyepiece and the headset
Enemy
on.
mech detected.
So,
Target
like,
engaged.
one of the problems with the Oculus is that, if you lose your place on your keyboard, like, you gotta take the entire unit off just to, like, see where the hell your hands are, because
Right.
your hands aren't represented. And it's the same thing with the HTC, but with this wand, the wand is, like, replicated in space, and
So you still have a frame of reference for how close or far away from things you are?
And that was the most amazing thing about it as a piece of technology, was that you see the wand in the virtual space, but you still don't have any kind of secondary information for like where your hands is. It's just literally where your brain thinks it is. So you literally have to almost in the blind reach out to where, like, in the physical space where you would think that the controller is, and surprisingly, more often than not, it's right where you think. Yeah, it's exactly where you think it is. And that was like the thing that was most impressive to me, because what it essentially meant was that its spatial tracking is so good on that stuff that despite the fact that you can't see your hands, your brain is still spatially aware of everything in the virtual world, to where if you were trying to reach out and grab the controller in the virtual space, it is actually there in the physical space for you to pick up. Yeah. And that, like, from just a pure technology standpoint, that was the most impressive thing about it, and had nothing to do with what PGI guys did, but the way that they presented it, so it was really well done. So they essentially had two demos on display. One of them was pretty much you're going onto the observation deck of a jump ship while a system is attacked, and some fighters fly by and do damage to the jump ship, but it's crazy because you actually walk out onto like the observation deck, and jump ships are huge, and you actually get like that sense of scale from the Battletech universe.
You in game Spiral?
Oh yeah, and game just I'm out of the training. Like, I think that was the thing that impressed me the most about it, is that Battletech is very much a universe of big stoppy robots and even bigger drop ships and jump ships and these huge massive structures and everything. And like the HTC essentially puts you boots on the ground, and you just see these massive towering structures. So like when you step out onto the jump ship observation deck, you get like that sense of vertigo, because like it's just this tiny little platform that with imaginary glass walls, and you can like literally just look around it as if it was an actual thing, and just see like how huge some of these structures are. And then so the second part of the demo is naturally like the mech bay itself, and for that they actually ask you to interact with a console, bring down an Atlas, and just do like some goofy little repair stuff. It's really nothing like technically crazy, but yeah, exactly. It's a stupid little demo like that you see at trade shows and whatnot. But the thing that's impressive isn't so much the demo itself, but how impressive and immersive the HTC's kind of system is, and also just the sheer scale of an Atlas in real life. Like, I know that a lot of people harp on, MechWarrior's scaling of the mechs and whatnot, but I have to say, like, when the Atlas is kind of staring you right at the face, and you kind of are looking up at it, and you're essentially seeing it at chest-high level, like, and it's, I would say, about, 20, 30 feet from you, it looks right. Like, it looks like you can actually climb into the cockpit if there wasn't, like, a railing in front of you, and the fact that it's not real. But the fact that it really felt real, and so it was really.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing I have to say. I was probably the most impressed by that, and it has literally nothing to do with MechWarrior Online, and has nothing to do with anything that the game like will probably ever get. But I will say that if they ever find like, you know, say a 20 by 20 area of space to just like actually do a walk around mech bay, that would just be like amazing, because like obviously, you know, it was a small little office space, so the kind of walkable space that you're able to do, because you actually have to walk around in real life in order to kind of spatially navigate everything. So if they actually get like, say, you know, a 10-foot or, you know, 20-foot by 20-foot space to where you can actually like walk around like the mech itself, I think that would just be amazing. I think that's one thing that you know, kind of makes me think that HTC is a very nice gimmick, but I'm not sure how practical it will be, because while it's
online.
very impressive to
Centered
kind of like walk around
online.
in physical space and have everything
Weapons
be
online.
there, it's one of those things where
All
it's kind of
systems
like,
nominal.
well, you know, do we really have like the physical space to be, you know, walking around our homes or apartments and interacting with things?
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say though, unfortunately, like if anyone in PGI is listening, the one thing about Oculus is that before the Oculus comes out, please spend some time like fleshing out the backs of your cockpits, because the thing is that, well, the thing is that like the actual cockpits that all we're sitting in, like in the game, are optimized to where, like in the back of the MechWarrior, because you can't really like look around all that much in the game as it is. Like, you don't know that, you know, cockpit just has a giant hole behind your MechWarrior's head. But with the Oculus, because you can like physically, you know, kind of look over your shoulder and look behind you, you just see like a big window into, you know, the environment behind you. Exactly, because like the
enemy mech detected.
Pushing Charlie 4 behind us, guys. Either let's push T3 or turn around to face them.
Target engaged.
I am getting lag.
Yeah, they're rotating back to Charlie 3, it seems.
Critical hit. Right torso.
Watch that right side.
I'm gonna try and get their backs to you guys for a
Critical
second.
hit. Left arm.
Delta.
But my lag isn't helping me out.
Rear torso of Gulf if you can. There you go.
Tank
Yeah,
strike.
my thing's
protocol
500, this is weird.
Target
Does that help?
engaged. Target
I make it work.
engaged.
Do or do not, there is no try.
Okay.
Tank
We're
strike.
pinned, or someone else on our team's gonna have to do something about that.
We're
and
doing-
the
we're
pop
doing
blackjack
fine.
is wrecking me.
Setting up on their side, our guys are advancing on our side.
BT Juliet. Highlander.
Yeah, we just have to watch out for that Jenner. Okay. Left side's collapsing, guys.
coming to help, but I mean, bunch of North is open CT, so.
Blackjack CT. Okay,
Target
Alpha.
engaged.
Yeah, they're.
I'm in a position where I'm about to die. Like, I've got enemies on every angle.
Yeah.
What do you mean in too deep? I couldn't push at any point in that.
Critical hit left.
Well, I got cut off at the beginning, and I mean, there was just no way I could get back to you guys.
We had them pretty good. It's just we had to.
Enemy mech destroyed.
I don't know.
5%
They
everything
kind
at 500, so that's not helping.
Medium laser destroyed.
We tried that.
512 against the Lords. That's not bad.
So I just found out the worst part about having it on Steam is that I haven't moved over my sound files, so it's like the vanilla record online, which is not bad, but unofficially not officially allowed.
You officially look the other way.
Okay.
And no one will say shit about it. The most important part.
See if I can get.
On to some actual news.
Go!
I just
Go
linked
for news!
the patch notes for tomorrow's release, which will be the Origin 2C release.
Yeah! 2Cs!
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Fanzadalus,
Yeah.
tell me more about these 2C mechs and what it means for tomorrow.
The 2C mechs are clan variants of Inner Sphere mechs that were around during the Age of the Star League. They are the Jenner 2C, Hunchback 2C, Orion 2C, and Highlander 2C. They are notable for being more or less the same variants as the Inner Sphere versions, with the exception of carrying clan technology. Now you'll see in game that they do have a different look. They're designed to look a bit more antiquated. The Hunchback is probably the most different, being that it has a whole second hunch for more DACA.
Two
The
giant
general also
cannons
has
on its
chicken
shoulders.
legs.
Yeah, but there are subtle differences in the layout design.
A wild Darren appeared.
Hey, what's up, Darren?
Also, can I just
Gentlemen.
say that I love that you seriously just can't pop in. Like, how long have we known each other now? Like, just do whatever the fuck you want, man. You are welcome at all times, good sir. You are welcome at all times. Well, he said he wanted to say hi. He said he wanted to say hi, and now he's not talking. So I don't know. I don't know what he wants.
We've already scared him away.
I know, right?
Human in your chamber timed out.
Oh, he timed out.
He abandoned us.
Darren Failboat. Right?
See what we can get to leak out.
Right? Anyway, continue, Lord Sands, while we wait for Darren's arrival.
So, everyone assumes these mechs are going to be broken. And there are some pretty good chances that some of them are going to be really, really strong. Particularly the Hunchback.
Yeah.
Human joined your chamber.
Do you see the Hunchback 2C?
Yeah, I mean, it'll do a lot of damage, but I mean, the problem
Sensors
is...
online.
It,
Weapons online.
yeah,
All systems nominal.
of our cap, yeah. I mean, if you want to chain them, yes, but the whole point of that mech is to be like, oh, Dredge, what do you say your face? Oh, you're dead. You're dead. Your family's dead. Yeah, exactly.
Well, that was going to happen anyway.
It's for your Saloma pilots
together.
Yeah, but then you
also
might
have
as well go down
remember
to
the
10
Hunchback.
to compare.
It's got 2 unquirked hunches, so those things are really coming
Yeah.
off like that.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
the other
exactly.
thing-
It has no armor.
Another thing to keep in mind is that they've already said that these mechs are going to be released without any quirks whatsoever.
Enemy mech
And in the case of the
detected.
Hunchback, like the Hunchback is, only viable right now because it has pretty extensive quirks.
1,000% more armor in its hunch. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. So like, yeah,
Target engaged.
armor and
It will be the definition of a glass cannon, is what
Yeah.
the Hunchback will be.
which
shaped.
is great
Engaged.
because that's
My-
exactly what the Hunchback should be,
Active.
or at least the 2Z variant.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, you like that? I move right into the channel and get disconnected.
Yeah, I did love that. I was like, hey, you're totally welcome at all times. So you really
Enemy
didn't know.
mech detected.
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm actually sitting in my Hunchback 2C right now.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm doing. Phil is totally sick today. Got back from Canada and he's sick. We were supposed to do a stream today featuring these mechs, but because of that, I'm throwing together a video real quick. I'm currently in the Hunchback, but yeah, I've been messing around with all of them.
What's do you have a personal favorite of them?
Well,
Enemy mech
You don't
I-
have to go into variants, but as far as just the way any of them handle.
it's going to be the Hunchback or the Orion for me,
Destroyed.
personally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Target
Why?
think-
Why the two of those?
Tank strike
Well, just because
protocol
they're the.
activated.
I like mediums and heavies the most.
Tank strike initiated.
Well, they're
Oh man, there's.
LRMs are real.
Critical.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see if I can. Oh, hello,
Enemy mech
6
detected.
LRM-5 catapult.
Target engaged.
Marauder equals standard 300 all the way.
Yeah.
Enemy mech
What?
destroyed.
No, I'm joking. No. Yeah.
Enemy
Yep.
mech detected.
Yeah, it's a fun mech.
Enemy mech destroyed. Target engaged. Enemy mech destroyed.
Now I feel bad because I've pretty much tanked a whole bunch of damage.
Man, it's been forever since I've played Jenner.
No, I gotta get these videos out. Like, before it's not today still.
Before it's not today. That is excellent logic, sir.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to say hi.
Well, you're
We
most
appreciate
welcome to
your
stick around
Also
while-
tease us.
while you say hi. We're just talking about the upcoming shit for tomorrow. And Steam release and the trade show, and we were just talking about how awesome it was to get up close to a Fatless in RL, sort of. RL virtual space.
Did you ever do that demo, Darren?
No, I didn't get in there.
Uh,
I was too busy.
Something like that.
I was too busy with the free drinks. It was
they
good.
really pulled out the welcome wagon.
Yeah, it was pretty insane, huh?
Yep.
I would say it was probably the best catered food I've ever had.
Really?
Yeah. It is. I was totally exceeded expectations.
And personal favorite thing of the night, like a giant, I think like 4 foot tall ice sculpture of.
Hello. Yeah. When that thing got
That
wheeled
was really
in,
cool.
my jaw dropped. I was like, what? Thank you for bringing my present. That's what I said.
Such a crying shame that that thing like pretty much
Melted?
was, completely melted by the end of the night.
Yeah. Lost some weight.
But yeah.
It was a Warhammer 2C by the end of the night.
Well, the 2C is actually bigger, so.
Are they? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
There are 10 tons up.
All right. The other way around then. Reverse that.
Yeah, it was a 2C, and then it shed some armor and some guns.
Yeah,
and it
just
was
lost
like,
all its armor and
Actually, what
build
was
structure.
it
cool
was
about
pulling
it-
down for swim season. That's what it was.
What it was a sneak peek at the mech rescaling.
That's actually their process. That's how they do it.
Yeah, they just
Make an ice sculpture. Yeah.
And then Paul says, right there, freeze. The cool thing, though, was that it was like a totally legit old school Warhammer. It wasn't like a remodeled one at all, redesigned. It was the original Warhammer.
OG hammers?
Yes, OG.
Sweet.
Reactor online. Sensors
Well, they didn't-
online.
Well, now that we've said it out loud,
Weapons online.
now they will.
All
I don't
systems
think
nominal.
The lawsuit for that.
No,
Seriously.
how dare you mention a Warhammer without changes?
Yes. And I am performing the role of being Sir Buzz Killington, the straight man here. It's my job. Come on, get on the same page. I thought the whole shtick was that I was the fun Nazi.
Well, that is
You're
kind of
supposed to
sick.
say something funny, and then I'm supposed to say something not funny. That's how we do it. Those are the rules.
You're
How
breaking
dare
character
you,
here,
sir.
Sans. Get back to the script.
Sans, you can't break the fourth wall, though. I mean, you can. You can't explain what you do.
But
Then it
the
becomes
Hikage had to
unfunny.
drag it out and make an issue of it, so now I
think I-
gotta explain it.
Hey guys, I think we're YOLOing ahead of like the entire rest of the group.
Yeah, we're
Dude,
fucking...
I don't know what you're talking about. I take the hill, and that's all I do. I got a Gauss rifle, I take the hill, I shoot things. Yeah. Captain Mayonnaise, reporting for
They're
duty.
going in between the mountains.
Yeah, they are.
Also, I'm totally stuck on a tree.
Can you guys
Go.
pop a UAV so these
Go away,
guys
tree.
realize where they are?
Oh god, Steam overlay, why you must do this?
Did you shift
why
tab?
do this?
Did you shift tab by accident?
No, I alt-tabbed earlier, and then I hit shift out of, habit of trying to do mask.
Spiral, that is a very red, white, and blue Orion.
Pro America!
Actually, I think it's more British.
Yeah, it's my Union Jack Orion.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
that's
actually pretty amazing.
Oh, good lord. All the missiles. All the missiles. Run away. Run away. Everything's awful. Every mistakes have been made.
Alright, now
Mistakes have been
I'm
made.
on top of this
By the way,
plateau.
there's an Arctic
You
cheetah
see on
on
that
top of the
Arctic cheetah
plateau.
is, like,
All I need
shot.
to do is wait for them to introduce death from above mechanics, and my positioning will be complete.
Okay. I got fire out Charlie 5.
So,
Target
Darren, while you're
engaged.
here,
Look at what it...
what was the
Echo,
most
what is that
impressive
That's a weird
thing they
build.
were showing off in future to you?
Target engaged.
Well, when the Phase 3 teaser or trailer went up or whatever, originally I had no idea that was a long tom at the end. I didn't know that was like legit. I thought that was thrown in for
Just to be cool.
effect. Yeah. So finding that out
Engaged.
was a pretty big surprise to me. I don't know, man. There was a ton. There's just a lot. Like, I'm excited about the tournament, even though, I'm not participating, or probably nobody I am close to, but just going in that direction is pretty fucking badass.
Or yet to be determined.
I'm just trying to recall conversations with Russ, and if he brought that up.
Target
I know I never
engaged.
asked, so for some reason I have this weird feeling that it's not a respawn mode, and that might have been from a conversation with Russ at one point, but
I could have sworn that they said no respawn at one
yeah, there's something making me feel like that's the case, but I can't say I'm 100% on that.
Guys, they're going to be coming in around us. We should probably turn and face them.
Man, I remember there used to be medium pulse laser cooldown quirks on this
The
thing.
Atlas is backing up. Get out of its way.
Detected.
What thing? Jenner?
Dinner K.
Move when it comes
Sounds
to
familiar. I couldn't tell you when or where.
Top guys, left side.
Heat level critical.
Y'all are in a kill box.
Yeah, like where are we going? We're just kind of stalling out here.
Heat level critical.
Well, me and this Hugin are taking care of you guys this top, so...
I don't know why we gave up that plateau. It seemed like a really bad idea to do that.
Heat level critical.
We had to get Endo.
Enemy mech destroyed.
I mean, squirrels. I mean, that's always the reason,
Enemy
right?
mech
Oh,
detected.
that is not something I can take on by myself. Stop shooting missiles at me, please.
So what do you have on that Orion? Spiral?
Very weird build.
Target engaged.
Bracket be bad.
I make it work.
Switch back to the Orion. The Highlander is still not treated
Tank
right.
strike
It's just
protocol
not a good battle mech.
You know, actually, Alex, the answer to your question, I was just thinking about it more. And you're gonna hate the answer,
Engaged.
because I can't.
Right,
Target engaged.
Well, because I just can't go far enough into it. But we were talking about stuff that's 2-3 years out, like single player campaign, and you know that's already in the planning stages. Maybe I shouldn't have even said that, but
Oh yeah.
we are. Well, we're gonna do a town hall maybe this week. I don't know, and he's gonna talk mostly about the stuff that's next 6 months or whatever. But
Sure.
dude, single player campaign. We talked about all the stuff that. Oh my God, that's the stuff that got me excited because all the time in forums, people are like, oh, I played MWO, but the multiplayer is not my thing. There's so many people that just want that single player campaign again. And Russ is excited about doing that as I am, and wanting to have it and play it, and just him going over his wish list and what the features are going to be that got me super excited. And the quick mention of co-op as well.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I mean, because tomorrow they've got the, well, I guess first things first. Funny you mentioned that, because I thought the big reveal at the end, when they were talking about the tournament, which is, I mean, still big news. I definitely thought they were going to tease that, going to tease some single-player stuff.
Speaking of tournament, here's a link to their tournament. They totally announced like an official worldwide tournament.
Yeah, I mean
Pretty cool.
they're seeding the prize money at 100K, so that's where it's starting. Russ has hopes that it gets way up there, and it's just going to be crazy. I mean, regionals, worldwide regionals, down to the finals, and flying everybody in. Location is still to be determined, but he has some amazing ideas for that, for the location as well. Like, it's just crazy. I mean, all this stuff. Everything, that whole weekend of being there, and it's not that I didn't know a lot of this stuff beforehand, because we talk to Russ about it all the time, but just being there with everybody, seeing the office, seeing everything in production, talking to Russ about the next 6 months, the next 2 years, next 3 years, it's the best, like, what's the word, validation for all the MWO's
All the
dead.
work you've been doing.
Yeah, they're throwing it up on Steam because it's the last desperate move to milk some money or whatever. It's such a big F you to all those people.
Yeah, I know, and we were talking about that earlier on in the stream before you showed up. He was like, we didn't rub salt in the wound or anything, but
Right.
MWO is not in a bad spot on the Steam metrics right now. It's like within the top 100.
Well, I'll put it this way. Without Steam, MWO was fine for the next 2-3 all the way to 2020 with the license to be developed. I mean, this game is doing really well. It's a very niche game, so it's a small crowd, but it's totally surviving and beyond.
There are enough blue whales
Real
in the audience.
quick,
Yes.
Interjection. On Steam charts, MechWarrior Online is actually one of the 2 trending games.
It is.
With it
was actually top trending a bit ago.
It's been the top trending through most of the weekend. It's been coming down a little bit now, which is understandable as new games come on and whatever. But it's
Plus
awesome,
it's,
man.
Getting to the week now, not the weekend. So
Yeah, and we're still very positive reviews, and we still have some amazing YouTubers and Twitch streamers that we're working with. So I don't know if how many people here follow YouTube and Twitch and whatever, but we've had some pretty cool YouTubers checking out the game already. Some of them, paid marketing, some not. But Phil and I. Well, honestly, Phil and I have been pushing that big time. I feel personally that YouTubers and streamers are the best marketing. I mean, hands down, the best marketing today. And so we've been helping with all that, and there's still some great ones to come. And what's crazy is that you read the comments on their videos and you watch the Twitch streams and stuff. That's the thing that blew me away, is how many people still don't know about this game, like have no clue that it even exists. And you see them discovering it through, like, we're very specifically targeting YouTubers that play War Thunder, World of Tanks, whatever, other games within the same kind of genre. Yeah. Our demographic, but haven't discovered MWO yet. And I knew there were a lot of people out there that hadn't heard of it, but I was pretty surprised at how many people. And our conversion rate right now is through the frickin' roof. There's so many new accounts being signed.
Well, you figure, I mean, that's how a lot of games work.
Up to us.
I mean, because I never really played War Thunder until, like, I had a couple buddies that were like, hey, have you ever tried this, like, fighter sims between, like, it goes from, like, World War I through, like, late, early Cold War planes, late World War II planes, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, I never played it. And, I mean, it's not like there aren't people out there and whatnot, but it's one of those games where it's just, it didn't have, the World of franchise backing it, so it wasn't like World of Tanks or Warships or Warplanes where, they make millions of dollars, millions and millions and millions of dollars, and so they throw out Facebook advertisements and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, this is exactly like one of those games where, you might play something very, very similar to it, but don't actually know this specific, stompy robots in space exists. And so that's a very good way to try and market to people that are already interested in, like, upgrading chassis and getting to that. I mean, World of Warships is very similar, Tanks is very similar, Warplanes is very similar. I mean, you just get, the list goes on and on of things that, are comparable in one way or another to this. And this even has more customizability than a lot of those games, because most of those games, I mean, you upgrade a hull and maybe a couple types of weapons, but then everything else is set. This is, hey, here's a mech lab, go do whatever you want with it. And you could have 13 tag lasers if you want.
And that is something that I think PGI deserves a lot of credit for. The Mech Lab in Mech Warrior Online is so amazing. It is easily my favorite now.
Well, the thing is,
it's just so
totally
comprehensive.
The thing is, like, with these YouTuber and Twitch streamer deals, the hardest thing for most people that are completely new to this franchise to overcome is the mech lab. What's the difference between an Intersphere mech and a clan mech? What are, minimum ranges on certain items? Ghost heat. Why this AC over that one? Why this?
Why
what's
the
a pulse
missiles
laser?
Travel their own distance and not double like everything else? Yeah, exactly.
XL engines versus all this stuff. Omnipods. It's like, in fact, some of the YouTubers that we're trying to work with literally decided not to do it.
Because it's a complicated system. Specifically Mighty Jingles. I'm still working on this guy. He basically said, look, the mech lab, you need a PhD to figure it out. And for some people, I get that. And we're working on tutorials for the mech lab and mech building and all that stuff for the new players. And until then, the community is hopefully doing a great job for helping people out. But I get it. It is very difficult, but on the other hand, that's one of the things that I love about this game. That's why I like games. Yeah, I like steep learning curves. That's why I liked EVE Online. That's why I like the original DayZ. That's why I like a lot of games that you sometimes have to go on the internet and do research to figure out what the fuck you're doing and play. I personally like that. I don't like shallow games most of the time unless it's a certain genre or whatever. So the thing that we've been doing with these guys is Phil and I have been doing like 2-3 hour training sessions. We get them in, we show them the ropes for the mech lab, get them out into the battlefield, show them how to play, and you see once they discover how to do it, they start having so much fun, because success often equals fun. When you start winning matches and you do good damage and you're feel like you're kicking ass. And then what happens is these guys that we bring in to do one video, paid sponsorship or whatever, are like, and this has happened already, this game is going to take a regular slot in their streaming or their videos, like Side Strafe basically. We brought him on 3 years ago, and he hasn't stopped making videos, and that's basically our intention. Yeah, and it's so you combine, so it's these people that are going to be bringing new players. And sorry, I'm talking right over your battle.
We have LRMs.
We don't ever care about the battle anyway, but we can. You know
That
that.
mystery
Don't
has
let
an
your team know
LRM-20.
that.
If they ever look,
We're just here to look
There you
pretty,
go.
guys. Don't count on any action from us.
Enemy
Let's
mech
get this,
destroyed.
again.
It was a
What does it
Marauder
do?
with 2 LRM-10s, so let's get him.
Target engaged.
Misery with an LRM-20.
Heat level critical.
That's just a bad misery there.
Target engaged.
Oh, but if I'm missing guard shots on them, then I'm going
Engaged.
this bad. Goddamn.
We've got mechs behind us in the basement
God
in
damn
Echo
it.
5.
God, like, every single person fired LRMs at the fucking Jenner, of all things.
Well, yeah, that's obviously the primary target.
Enemy mech destroyed. Target engaged.
So you're reaching your target audience and going above and beyond it. That is what you're saying there.
Yeah, and basically
Enemy mech
the event
destroyed.
itself
Strike
and
protocol
the
active.
Steam launch have so far exceeded everybody's expectations.
Enemy
It's been
mech
awesome.
detected.
Yep.
Target
And we're going to
engaged.
continue pushing for weeks and weeks and hopefully months.
Marauder with LRMs in the Echo 4.
Enemy mech
Crying
destroyed.
shame.
Target engaged.
Oh, Intersphere heavies, once you get caught, you can't escape. So, it hurts.
But Spiral, wasn't it just
Engage.
awesome to see behind, and for this weekend it was quite literally the
Enemy
curtain,
mech
just
destroyed.
seeing, they had curtains up so people couldn't go into the dev areas, but just seeing everybody working and seeing how active the office is and how much they love their jobs
Enemy
and
mech
put the passion into the
detected.
stuff they're doing, that meant a lot to me. You know, I've been working with these people for 4 years. This was really the first time other than the launch event that I got to hang out with them, and the first time that I've ever been in the office, and I was just super impressed. Just a great bunch of people that are doing
Enemy
the very
mech
best they can. It's
destroyed.
Side Strafe worked with us, and he just
Target
said, my whole opinion about PGI has changed from this event. He's very, he critiques the game a lot in his videos.
Yeah.
There's things that he has issues with the graphics, the map design, the audio and stuff. Yeah, I mean which is totally fine. I love positive critiques. Somebody who's saying I like this game and I want it to be better, and here's ways I think it can be better. And that's why we've continued to support people like him that have a positive attitude but still have issues with the game. And he, not that he doesn't have issues with it still, but his whole attitude towards the company has changed.
Oh, yeah.
Our stream has a fair, balance. Ghost and I weigh out Alex's salt.
And also,
I like to think I'm a good middleman.
I do have to interject and basically say shout out to all of the PGI guys for making themselves available for things that I know, just personally as a dev myself, infuriate the hell out of me. And I saw, I was, talking with a bunch of them and, also listening in on to some of the conversations that kind of got brought up to them. And kudos for keeping a straight face, because I know that, when people are just almost overly enthusiastic about things and kind of berating, their work in front of their faces, it's never fun, especially, when that, just due to natural development cycles, that sometimes decisions aren't made, for what's
you
best
have
for
no
the game,
control
but what's
over.
best for the time
Yeah,
that you have to
exactly.
complete everything. So, it was great to see, when those kind of, people would kind of come and bring, the questions that, fans will give, but at the same time is kind of weird for devs to, hear.
Mech fans are a unique breed.
Oh, yes, they are. But I have to say that,
Yeah.
the employees were very polite, very professional, and pretty much, definitely took the time to listen to, the people talking to them, no matter how tired the questions came up. I remember Paul sitting there and listening to Ghost Heat arguments at least 2 or 3 times as I was walking through the party. So, yes,
Hell, I tip my hat to Paul just for showing up, man. And he was not only showed up, he was happy, he was having fun. Just like he said, he was talking to fans about stuff I'm sure he didn't want to have to explain for the millionth time, and The thing I've always said, you know, I've been involved in a lot of different types of businesses for a long time, and most businesses are the same. That the thing is with, you know, armchair developers, and you get a lot that you don't know what you don't know, and there's a lot of things that people just assume. It would be so easy to rescale this mech. No, there's just a simple thing like rescaling a mech. You're not just, you know, pressing a button and it makes it a little bit smaller. You have to resize all the weapons on it, and you know, adjust hard points, the bones, the hitboxes, every single skin and camo pattern.
It's not Windows Paint, motherfucker.
No, it's insane. Just rescaling one mech is an enormous task, but people are just like, PGI is lazy. They don't rescale every fucking mech in one day. You know, like, I'm not getting at people that want things done. So do I. I want everything. I want everything in the game tomorrow. But the thing is life. Reality is reality. And they're not being flakes. It's a small studio going as fast as they freaking can, and I think they're doing a phenomenal job.
Darren, you mentioned this concept of reality. What is that? I don't understand.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure it out myself, man.
But seriously, like, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. I was moving on to another topic.
But seriously, you know, big shout out to the employees because they did grin and bear through a lot of, you know, kind of redundant stuff.
Only
Sensors
imagine.
online.
Yeah.
But speaking of
online.
getting stuff done, they also
All
announced
systems
actually
nominal.
had a demo for our long-awaited decal system.
Oh, dude, and it's
The
better
decals.
than I thought it was.
The decals. It looks pretty sweet. I'm quite excited.
Well, the crazy thing about that is I wonder just how much, like, crazy decals you can pretty much get on the mech. And not just, you know, little icons, but they had everything from scaling and projecting it onto, you know, the mech. So I'm wondering if, you know, this could also be a gateway to get, say, like, gradient sweeps or, like, other kind of things through the decal system that, you know, can really enhance just the entire paint your mech experience.
It's pretty sweet.
Currently, you can take your penis icon, you can resize it, you can rotate it, you can change the color.
But okay, now I'm probably gonna get berated for admitting that I did this, but a while back when it had
Tank strike protocol
do its second
active.
cycle after it got bought by I don't remember which company. I played APB for a while, which is a truly shitty game. If you have never experienced it, it's a unique experience. It's got some good things, but it's mostly bad things. Yeah, that's a good way of saying it. That's 100% a good way of saying it. But one thing that they did really well, that they got right, was you had a vehicle like you could buy, and you could customize it with decals and colors and gradients, but it was really comprehensive. And I remember spending hours and hours just like messing with it to get it looking good, because I wanted my vehicle to be the best looking
Enemy
one,
mech
and they weren't
detected.
cookie cutter, so you could actually do that. And I know, you know, people don't think about it that way, but something as simple as having a really in-depth paint scheme customizer adds a lot of value to the game in terms of like enjoyment in game hours.
Yeah.
There are people who spend hours and hours messing with that stuff.
Darren, now I have the most important question that you've ever even conceived. Okay. Can I upload no, that's also an important one. But can I upload a picture of bouncing tits and paste it on a wall like I used to do on CS Source so that I can distract my enemy?
I'll put in the request.
Because, I mean, I think everyone needs to be able to do that. Like, just like, hey, if I stand behind this wall and put your tits on the other side, people will be confused, and they will stare at them, and I will
More
shoot them
psychological
away.
warfare, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I need psychological warfare in NWO. If we get that, the game will be
Target
They can stop
engaged.
development.
Tank strike protocol active.
I've got 3, maybe 4 in H8.
Hey, it totally works,
Really?
man. That's how my
never
first
mind,
wife got me.
Nope, that's more than 4, Majo.
Only 4 were moving. I had seismic. Shut up.
Target engaged.
Darren,
Let's wheel into Golf 8.
You are bestest random guest, Darren. You win that award. Oh,
Yeah.
Lord. There's many of them over there. I don't want to go there anymore.
One of the things that also I kind of discovered with this trip, because got a ton of FaceTime with Russ, and one of the things that actually delays things being released is that Russ doesn't know when to stop. He keeps wanting to add more features. Even Community Warfare Phase 3, that was one of the key factors in it being delayed, is he wants to add more and more and more. And I get that. Like, I was really thinking about it. I want everything in the game now, so it's hard to say, okay, this is where we're drawing the line, and for the next 6 months,
Back in the Hotel 8.
this is what we're going to focus on. And no, even though we totally want that, you got to stop it. So it's hard. He has a hard time controlling himself as far as features and things in the game.
That's exactly what got Hideo Kojima fired from Konami, was that he was like, no, and the Metal Gear 5 has to have this, and it has to have this, and it has to have this. And eventually Konami was like, dude, we've spent years on developing this thing, and
eventually
sold millions.
Eventually you got to shit or get off the pot, and that was part of the Steam release as well. We could have totally delayed it another year, and put better new player features in and stuff like that. But it's just business at some point. And
right.
I definitely respect Russ and his business acumen, and that could totally be argued. And people have issues, and that's fine. But I respect most of the stuff that he does, hands down.
My feel with Russ is that, I really think he's doing a great job, but I feel like he's doing people's jobs. I think he needs some help.
Well, there's positions, and there's high-level positions that still need to be filled. So there's some vacancies and some holes that make it so that there's quite a lot of people that fill a lot of roles, too many. And so, they're trying to hire more artists, they're trying to hire more programmers, they're trying to hire more producer-type people.
Are they trying, though? Because, last time I checked their job website,
the job website isn't necessarily always kept up to date. Yeah, I'm sure the next town hall he'll say again, because the last 2 town halls has been, any texture artists in here, they're looking.
Fuck you. Not you.
Fuck you, man. What the hell? Come in here and treat me like that.
Darren, we hate your information. We don't want to hear it.
Oh, they're right behind me.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna die, yeah?
Enemy mech
So Darren, here's my here's my question. My actual question,
Y'all should
not related to things.
Yep.
Scatter. So of my issues with the game, that as far as endgame content and things like that, we've had this discussion before.
Yes, you can't play.
Right. What?
No skill, but yes.
What will be done? So we're talking about the next 6 months, kind of thing. What's going to be the biggest impact to someone like me who's been around since closed beta before then, has every chassis, every mech that I could want, cache, MC, these things are never an issue. So what is the big thing that's going to be like, oh hey, I have to come back and play this because of thing X or thing Y or something like that?
When you reach, no, I was just say some bullshit thing. What appeals to you? What does bring you back now? What brings you back now? Do new mechs bring you back? Do new maps bring you back? Yeah. So other than that, nothing? Well then, I don't know. Yeah.
Because I've seen and done everything that's been able to be done in this game.
Sure.
I've done the officer thing, I've done competitive play, I've done CW, I've done a little bit of everything available. And there's tons of people that are like you that are still playing, and there's tons of people like you that take breaks, and I'm one of those people that takes breaks. Now, here's what I have to say about that. Look at any similar game, World of Tanks, World of Warships, War Thunder, whatever. I get sick and tired of all those games, and I'll take a month, 2, 6 off, and then I'll come back and I'll enjoy it again for a while, regardless of whether it's a specific feature or patch or whatever that's bringing me back. I think MWO is very similar. I mean, it's the same type of gameplay. You're dropping in the same kinds of matches, and you're doing the same thing over and over again. It's hard to play that every single day for the rest of your life and love it. I mean, so there's no easy answer for that. I don't think. I think for everybody, it's a little bit different. But sorry, something weird is happening on the server that I'm shooting content on. Whoa!
Target
It's all fucking with me. I'm sitting here trying to get footage, and all of a sudden the time of day cycle like sped up like insane. I don't know.
Live on the BearNet, Paul trolls Karen.
I don't know what's happening here, but anyway, the thing that's kind of on the horizon that I'm super excited about, honestly, and I have no idea if you're into community warfare, is the scouting missions. I think the scouting missions are awesome. The way that the features to the scouting, I'm trying to be careful, are being implemented, I think are super unique, and I think they're going to be a totally different experience, and I think they're going to be a glimpse at single-player campaigns and co-op. I think it's.
Oh, don't want to go that way anymore.
Bring the heaviest platform possible, yeah.
I thought it was like weight capped.
Enemy mech detected.
Yeah, I can't kill that guy.
Well, and those are the questions that people need to bring up when Russ has his next town hall. And literally, we are trying to go for, I think, this Thursday. I have to confirm it with him in the morning. Either it's happening or it's not. We want to do one before Christmas because he is excited and ready to talk about this stuff. But I can't really, speak on his behalf on the specific way that those features are going to play out. But what I do know is just sitting there listening to him talk about it and how passionate he is about it, and wanting to make it different and unique and a fun experience, and taking the things that are going into developing that and taking those things and moving those onto the development of the single player, and like just where he wants to go with it. Do I think it's like hands down, oh, this is going to be easy and there's no worries, it's just going to be perfect right out the gate, blah, blah, blah. No, the things that you just raised are totally valid concerns, and they need to be addressed. And I don't know how to answer it for him, but when it is announced that the town hall's happening, hopefully you or somebody else will post that question in there, because I will absolutely ask. That stuff's legit. Well, if somebody doesn't put it in there, it will get addressed. If it's me and Phil bringing it up or whatever. But right now we have more of a general vision from Russ than here are all the specifics, because it's literally being designed right now, the game design, the different things. So I have a lot of hope for it being unique and different, and not just another rehash of this, but smaller or whatever. But you're totally understandably wary. Yep.
Hikage, have you been muted the whole time on the stream?
Hikage's opinion doesn't matter.
There, fixed it. I fixed it.
This whole thing.
Silence.
It's okay. I know what the problem was, because the last time I streamed, because I forgot about this, we played StarCraft, me and Odd.
Oops.
And I used a different push talk button when I was playing StarCraft.
We just carried on, so this video, when
Yes.
it's uploaded to YouTube, someone's going to be able to look at it retroactively and see Admeju and I carry on a conversation with an invisible third party.
Yes.
Who is walking
No,
around
actually,
on
that's
the
not true.
battlefield with a camera.
If they're particularly good at reading lips, they'll get everything I have said. Because I do have a pretty high quality webcam. But yeah, that's pro as fuck on my part. It's just, like the later half of the show, it's fine. We do this all the time, right?
Yeah, no, it's all good.
Every Monday night coming to you.
It's
Right.
basically it's increasing their skill in lip reading, and I think we're giving back to the community.
I like to
Making them
think of
acquire new
myself
skills.
as a teacher. I force everybody to learn shit, whether they want to or not. Wow, GG close. Alright.
So I did want to talk though about end game content for people, and just usually for devs, the biggest thing that people have to remember when it comes to development cycles for any sized game is that it actually takes a lot longer to produce the content than to consume the content. So
Oh yeah, obviously.
it doesn't matter if you're pretty much like have a 300-person team or a 30-person team. At the end of the day, like, no dev can pretty much produce content faster than the actual consumer base can consume it down, especially for people who are pretty much playing on a daily basis.
Could you imagine
So-
that, Dev? Holy shit.
Oh, Jesus Christ. But the big thing to remember is that, as a free-to-play game that is well-sponsored and whatnot, it's actually okay to just walk away at certain times, take a break from the game, and you know what? In 6 months or so, like if you're bored from this, by all means, walk away for 3 to 6 months.
Reactor
The game will
online.
still be here. It's still being developed. It's
Sensors
well funded.
online.
You can either
Weapons
pick the packs
online.
up or don't pick the packs up, but come back
All
and
systems
there'll be
nominal.
6 months worth of pretty much development that can give you new entertainment as you pretty much come back in. Like,
Yeah, I mean, you know what? That 2-year retroactive look at the game thing, I think that's a good example of, even if you go away from the game this game's going to be here for the next 3 to 5 years, no doubt about it. It minimum, he was talking about renewing the license as well last night, and other things that I totally want to say now that I brought that up, but I can't. But
Aw, come on. We won't tell anyone, we swear.
We're definitely not on the stream right now.
It'll be
Definitely not.
us and our 3 viewers and anyone who watches this video on YouTube anytime in the future.
all I need
don't
is
know
Reddit to
anything.
get a hold of that.
They won't.
I don't know anything on the subject, so I don't really mind saying that. Just in a grand scheme of things, like when it comes to other developers and whatnot, like renewing a license, it just comes down to
active.
like one question, and is that, can this continue to make money? Because you can always renew a license, you can always update and change the terms and try to find something that works for all the parties involved. But at the end of the day, the only thing that really is needed to get that done is the question, will this continue to make money to make it worth the time to renew the license? And as long as that remains to be the case in MWO, we don't have to worry about the servers shutting down anytime soon.
And I think like the decal system will be a huge contributor to that, because who the hell doesn't love pimping their ride like crazy?
Yeah, I'm going to spend a lot of time with decals. It's going to be sweet.
Oh, well, also, I'm not sure if you guys have been monitoring the Steam forums, but one thing that, I knew it was going to happen, but is definitely kicking into higher gear, is that you're starting to get a much more global crowd that's looking at MWO that are from regions of the world that probably aren't familiar with BattleTech all too much. On the Steam forums, I actually saw essentially like just some Korean fans who have no idea like what BattleTech is, or they just like mech games and they liked what they saw from the game, but obviously English is not like that big of a language there, so they are actually going into the game docs and trying to get a fan localization of this game.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fast.
I saw.
Dude, that's really not uncommon.
For French
yeah,
speakers.
no, I know. It's just that it's what? It's been on Steam for like less than a week?
Yeah, but that's how much people have been just enjoying the game that is there right now. So,
Yeah.
I don't think we have anything to worry. Like, Russ and all those guys will find ways to support the game. Like, there's many untapped ways that you can pretty much monetize off of games like this that haven't been tapped into yet in MWO.
Yeah, if this gets popular in
Customizable mech base.
like Asia, anywhere in Asia really, just like pick anywhere, literally, and you will make a lot of money.
You know what I found interesting as far as talking global audiences and so forth? I knew a lot of Russians played, and there's actually some huge Russian YouTubers I'm trying to get a hold of. I met Ivan there, man. Ivan was at the party. He's this awesome Russian player. He's going to help me translate some communications with some Russian guys. But anyway, they spend a lot of money on this game. Russians do, which surprised me because I remember hearing stats about Russians spending money on World of Tanks compared to Americans and so forth. A lot of Russians are playing this and spending money, so it's cool. It's a really, I think, unique IP
There's
in
not even a
that.
broken IS-4 for them to go and play with.
Right? I know. What's the Russian vehicle in this game? But well, I guess Kerensky, maybe the Orion.
Yeah, maybe they're right, but that's the poor choice. So I don't know.
Maybe the Orion 2C. We'll see. But anyway, just the global community thing. The people, that was the other thing. That, of the 100 people that were there, a ton of them were from out of country.
Gotta get out of this spot, guys.
Australians,
Wait,
Netherlands,
hold
all
on.
over the place.
Just to clarify, when you say out of country, what do you mean by that?
That came to the
United
event.
States.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. The country from which I come from. United
Because
States.
I'm in Canada. I could have driven 12 hours and I could have been to that party.
Where would you have been coming from?
Edmonton.
Yeah.
It's
No,
12 hours.
I'm talking
14
other
with
continents. The people that came to this event, a lot on their own tag, on their own bill, from places I just blew my mind. Like I've always loved this community. Yes, there's the rough points about it.
Lights coming into the cave behind.
Oxide.
Oh,
It's
freaking
just
Oxide's ridiculous.
the globalness of the community I've always appreciated.
Destroyed.
Yeah, except he basically fucking torched my mech.
Destroyed.
We're pinned to this location, guys. What the hell are we doing?
Losing?
I'm dead, so I'm doing what I usually
Like,
do.
what are we gonna do with?
Oh fuck! No. I'm down.
Enemy mech destroyed. Target engaged.
We are tied it up here.
Critical hit.
We need to
Last
start
arm.
fanning out a little
Yep, Fox catapult. Let's kill the gospel.
There is a marauder hiding behind the tree in Bullfate that is like two-shot.
bit. They're closing in on us, guys.
Target engaged. Tank strike initiated.
So international community, official good thing.
Target engaged.
And really healthy thing for this game.
Well, I like it. This is something I've always appreciated. I don't know.
Ah.
Yeah,
People-
no, I'm really for it.
I think maybe people are more and more, just because of all the voice comms these days, are used to global communities. But it's cool because I think there's other armored vehicle games that a lot of the world gets into too. But it's just such a global community. I love that about it, and for the most part, a lot of really cool people. It was great being in a room with 100 people that are just like you, that are total fans of the franchise, and drool at the Warhammer ice sculpture, and I saw a lot of people wanting to lick that thing.
I can definitely think of worse things to lick.
Autocannon
Hmm.
destroyed.
But I definitely want to go before other people.
Critical.
Right? First seas.
They should have raffled off tickets there and
Critical hit. Left
Oh man, I
torso.
got 90th lick. Oh,
Left
that's terrible.
torso destroyed. Right torso destroyed. Critical hit.
We didn't
Center
lose yet. This
torso.
Marauder with just a torso shot this. No, he doesn't. He's dead.
Yeah, that was bad. We stayed in that spot way too damn long.
Yeah, we
Well,
did.
Yeah.
In other news, I'm remembering why I haven't piloted a Jinner in so long.
Oh, the Oxide's pretty gross right now.
Well, I don't have money for the Oxide.
Hmm.
But yeah, so cool stuff. Back to some more news. Here is a sneak peek video for Community Warfare Phase 3, which Russ has been talking up a bit.
We get to see that in Long Tom
Steam
Shop.
launch.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that.
I don't know. I'm not sure how excited I am for yet another thing that can kill your mech from off screen.
Oh, I'm not necessarily the long time itself. I'm just mean that whole video in general.
Well, I think it's always whenever you take content out of the player's hands,
video
like
is
this,
pretty
this is always there's always a balance to be struck there of, well, this is something I can't control, but being able to influence it by playing the scouting missions should be interesting. Well, we'll see. I mean, we'll see how it all works out.
Russ said that there would be plenty of warning, that it's not really going to get you unless you're somewhat asleep at the wheel.
So it's like
Okay, good
when you
stuff.
sit in the fire in World of Warcraft, it's your own fault.
Pretty
Right.
much. I mean, it's so, and maybe like a little collateral damage or something like that. But for it to nail you, you're going to have to just kind of be, I don't know, maybe playing like I do or something.
Mental AFK.
Only on the BearNet when we ask you pointed questions when you're distracted.
I like everything that was revealed, but the thing that still remains unknown at this point is how do you deal with the 12-man problem? Like, because
By only allowing 4 guys in at once.
Yeah, it's one of those things where 12 man's pretty much just club seals all day in that game mode, and
well, the issue is that game mode was the game mode that they were originally going to allow the 12 mans in.
Well, the big thing as well, though, is that you can't get the 12-mans to play against each other. They all pick the same faction, and they all pretty much roll around in club seals together, so...
Well, yeah, that was 2K again.
Hopefully this leaderboard thing that they're teasing in the video is enough to really, incentivize people really going after each other, but the reality of it is that unless you can incentivize EMP to actually go out and hunt SJR and all these other kind of comp teams, it's just going to continue to be...
Those comp teams don't really play that, though.
Yeah,
I think the last time I saw more than 2 people playing... I can't remember the last time I saw people playing CW on SJR server.
Well, on 2K, Arrow was pushing it, so...
Arrow was pushing it, but he got maybe,
6 or 8 guys, I think?
One time?
I think they got 6 or 8 men going.
It was the first night they had 6 or 8.
There are...
But half of those were SGR friends, not even SGR people themselves.
Oh, well,
but even then, you have essentially units that do specialize in CW, like, the 228th and various other things
Mercstar.
that have... Mercstar as well, who have active player bases that will basically team up and just go out and club seals. So... no matter what they do to kind of add new game modes and add all these different things into it, one of the big things that really kind of holds CW back at the moment is that the people who are banding together in these large groups are not going after each other. They are just going out there to, just dominate over people who have no chance whatsoever of actually getting to them. And yeah, it's supposed to be hardcore mode, but at the same time, it's not fun when the only people who are pretty much banding into these coordinated teams all drop the same faction and end up running the map.
Weapons online.
Not to throw any particular units under the bus or anything, but no, it's an issue that is totally known and always being looked at in ways that we can implement things that will solve it. So but it's not an overnight solution.
Oh no, it's not. But
I'm curious how much of that is actually. Because, the last 2 or 3 CW events, there's been this, for lack of a better term, shit-slinging between, 228 did this, MS did this, and they're always going at each other about that stuff. So I think it's more an issue with that,
I'll tell you...
a whole bunch, you have the 12-mans that go and drop against pugs, and yes, they do that. I think it's more of the fact that these, you get too many groups of 12 random people. That even with VoIP, even with the
right. Well, but there's actually solutions for that, and I definitely can't bring that up. But I'm hoping Russ will in the town hall. He brought up ideas for exactly what you just said.
We've got something big coming down Charlie 3 right now. I think it's isolated.
Well, it's the same thing.
And you guys got to stop with the doo-doo jokes because I laugh at those.
But here's the main, if anybody ever listens to this in any time in the future and happens to actually be like, oh, Alex said something useful, this is the one time I'm going to say something useful. This is a game that's meant to be played with the team. It is in your best interest to find a group of people that you can stand being around for a couple hours, get on TS, and get in a coordinated group.
More than...
It will change the way you play the game. It will completely... It's not even set. It's not even remote. If it wasn't for TS and the fact that I have a core group of people that I like to play with, I wouldn't play.
Every Monday night.
Yeah, exactly. I just wouldn't do it.
Oh shit!
Time to do it.
That's a direwolf.
Because I have that, I still choose to log in at least once a week, if not more. And that's the bottom line. It changes the entire mechanics of the game. And so until you have that, you can't rely on a bunch of other people that you have no, if you don't even have basic voice, and half the people in your team have it turned off or want to troll or whatever, versus a team where all 12 people do, you're going to lose that every time. Unless the other 12 guys are totally jerking around because they don't care. That's the only way. And as long as that's the case, you're at a major disadvantage whenever you choose to play. Just like, War Thunder or World of Tanks or something, having even one other person, let alone a whole squad where you can all communicate and fire at the same target and move position together and rotate and whatnot, it makes a...
Are we still talking community warfare, or are you talking just in general?
I'm talking in general, but in CW especially, where...
In CW, it's...
The thing is, MWO, as you guys probably know, is the only one that allows groups of this size. So it's a unique beast in that, we've had a lot of the balancing issues because of the fact that we allow, 5, 6, 8, 10 people in one group, which totally, just like you said, because it's such a team game, can absolutely, and that's a huge contention on. You've all, I'm sure, heard Phil's rant more times than you need to, but that he hates that. He wants it to be he wants to be limited to 3. I think is his preference, but that's just one of the things. Yeah, I agree. Teams are a huge part. As far as community warfare in and of itself, here's what I honestly feel. What's going to improve community warfare is more people playing it, and what's going to make more people play it is reasons to play it, and that's what's happening with Phase 3. People are going to start earning MC for planets, and it's going to more logistics and more fun being added to it, more layers. So I just think as community warfare continues to improve, and things are going to take time, but Phase 3 is going to be awesome. Phase 4, I already know things that are going to be in Phase 4. They're going to make it even fucking better.
Phase 4 before Phase 3 is even out.
No, I know, but look, I have a huge passion for community warfare. I have for a long time. I've been talking to Russ about it for a long time because I came from Clan Wars World of Tanks. I spent over $1,500 on that fucking game because of Clan Wars. I loved Clan Wars. I lived it for 2 years, and so I want to see that same passion brought to MWO. I think it totally has potential to be as meaningful, as Clan Wars was to World of Tanks.
I never played Clan Wars, but there was a reason I was a raid leader in WoW and we played 5 nights a week, and we cleared content all the fucking time. Like, a new raid would come out, and we would have it, pretty much down after the second or third attempt, and that was what, kept me going. And for the game to continue working towards that goal, because that's my major thing, is I think, you can bring all the people you want on board with Steam and whatnot, and I think there's probably...
Sans, you are alone there, except for Black Knight. That's way off.
He is dead.
Black Knight's
There was a king crab who just fucking murdered me.
Destroyed.
There's probably a solid year or so of content out of this game, but you reach a certain threshold where that end game, that raid-based content, and for them to continue to try and develop that is just a huge... it's a boon to players like me, where, it gives me something to log back in and play.
One of the things that I'm hoping that they'll introduce is, once they get their AI down and get some co-op, wave-based stuff,
Horde modes.
Yeah, a horde mode, or an objective mode, sort of like a Mass Effect multiplayer.
Enemy mech destroyed.
That would add a lot of life to the game.
Dude, all of that is possible. I'll say, and this is...
I'm talking out of my ass here. I have no idea how...
No, but we sit there with Russ talking like this, he that's what's so cool, and that's why I liked all the FaceTime with him this trip.
900 damage in an Orion. It's
totally possible some point in the future to be talking Mech Commander with the MWO assets. Think about it. Alex Iglesias' artwork in a Mech Commander game or whatever. There's so much potential down the road, and this game is, like I said, it's going to be developed for years and years, and it's just going to keep getting things added to it. And that's and I am passionate about CW. I want to play the CW that's in my head, that has all these things, more meaning, and I want other people to feel about it the way I do. And Russ is on board with that. It's just a matter of him having to be realistic and put things in a timeline that works so we can get things delivered and so forth. But man, the stuff to come is so fucking awesome. And I'm very patient. I understand that. Most people are not anywhere as near patient as I am with video games. Maybe it's an age thing. I don't know. Whatever it is, I already plan on playing this for 5 years, whether there's breaks in between certain parts or whatever. I don't care. So as things come, I'll just enjoy it, and I'm happy. And so that's, yeah. I mean, that's just honest. That's me.
Well, I have enough premium time for like the next year, and I think I have another almost a year banked. So
Yep.
I'm gonna be here.
I think there's just always gonna be I'll come all the way back to it, Alex. I think there's always going to be things, whether it's every 6 months, whatever, that you'll want to come back and check out.
Right.
And that's a big part of the demographic. People take breaks from these games. I love, World of Warships and War Thunder and the flying
but you can't do it every day.
I can't. I get bored out of my fucking mind. Just like you remember how hooked we were on Heroes and Generals. I mean, I was playing the shit out of that for 3 months, but then I got totally burned out, and then I've revisited it again since then. And it's the same. It's just games, and I don't expect MWO to be different as far as a game with anybody else. You're gonna get burned out.
Darren, you should play Warframe with me and Alex.
I touched that game when it first came out. I know tons of people are loving it now. I haven't tried it since, that was a long time ago.
Come play with us.
If you're gonna talk like that ever again while we're playing, I don't want to play with you. So.
Well, it's funny. I was saying I don't like shallow games, but actually the game that I'm kind of only other game I'm playing right now when I'm not working, because I'm doing a
Battlefront?
ton. Yes.
The guilty pleasure game.
But I was one of the people that saw the original number 4 in the theaters, so I deserve to have my fucking Star Wars experience, and fuck all the haters, man. I'm enjoying it.
Well, no, it's funny. I was going to say when someone was talking about having a wave-based mode, survival mode, I was like, oh, it'd have almost about as much content as Battlefront does right now.
Battlefront is a $60 buy-in.
Well, to be fair, most of us have put
More money than we would like to discuss into this game.
For, like, the general populace, though, it's $60 sight unseen rather than pretty much however much money you want to feel like spending on the game.
I'm just playing devil's advocate.
No, it's fair enough. I mean, let's be honest. Free to play can be really expensive if you basically want to collect every single little thing.
All your money belongs to us.
Yes.
Yeah, there are 2 games that I have put money into that I do not want to ask how much I have, because I don't think my soul could take it.
Oh, it's like the.
I don't want to know what I put into Eve either when I used to play.
Well, it's like the people who aren't playing on Steam for MWO because they don't want to see their hours logged every single time they open up Steam, just to how much time they sink into this.
Oh, I know. I have at least 3 days straight in just one of my Timberwolf variants.
Nice.
Just one.
But that's the thing, though. Is we're essentially the whales for the game. We are the target market that just is throwing money at the screen. We see Marauder and Warhammer at the screen, and we just say, I don't even care. I don't even want to see the price tag. I'm getting that right there.
Speaking of which, I still need to pre-order my Warhammer.
But that's just the thing. It's we're pretty much the people who are putting in a whole shit ton of money into the game. But that doesn't necessarily mean that every single person who's playing this game has to do it. Whereas for Battlefront, literally every single person playing that game is more than likely paying it for a full $60 retail.
Plus it's a $50 retail with a $60 season pass.
Is it seriously $60 for the season pass?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
it's
friend of mine,
the best business plan ever.
Ugh.
A friend of mine was like, I'm on the fence about Battlefront. I don't know if I want it yet. I want to see if, I'll wait to buy it until I see if they release more content. And then they were like, $60 season pass. And he said, well, they made that decision for me. I will be buying that game.
Is it $50 retail? Because most, console retails at this point in time is $60.
Yeah, 60 to $70.
That's how they get you.
He was quoting me the computer price.
It's only $50, but then $60.
Alex, isn't that what happened when we started playing the last Battlefield game?
Yeah, that was exactly what happened. I got Battlefield 4, 17, I don't know what number they're on anymore. But we got that, and they were like, hey, season pass. No, it wasn't Hardline, it was the one before that.
You guys don't go into Golf 5, you got slow movers here in Echo 3 on their own.
and they were like, "Hey, well, you can get the game for like $50 on Origin." And I was like, "Oh, okay."
Go over there.
But you can get the season pass, and we're going to guarantee at least like 5 or 10 different DLCs for only like $60. So I ended up paying like $100 and some for a game that I probably played 4 days, then we all got bored of it.
Ouch.
Yeah,
Dude,
the
I'm sorry to interrupt. I've spent like $250 on fucking these, early access bullshit things, and then you literally play it a week, and you're like, what the hell did I do?
I spend money on? Yeah, exactly.
I could have used that for something else.
Oh yeah.
That was like groceries, man.
Oh man, it's
That
painful.
me eating for like 2 weeks.
Who said something about the Warhammer like 5 minutes ago?
Oh, that was me. I still need to pre-order mine.
Dude, so the art department I loved. It's like, I don't know, 20 or 30 people that are over in this one corner of the building. And that was like the best. Oh yeah, but that's the best section because you can walk around. I'm looking at the new Mech Warrior model, the pilot in the being worked on. One person's working on that. The person next to him is working on the archer and adding the various weapon hardpoints and stuff like that on the 3D model. Another person is working on the rifleman cockpit. Another person, Lisa, is working on the Warhammer cockpit.
Nova.
Does Lisa do all the cockpits? Because I have some
Lisa-
questions about her design choices.
She does most of them, but there's another guy, a new hire, so it was probably her, unless it was one of the real old ones.
There was Clan Max. There's a couple of Clan Max where I'm like, why is that in the cockpit? Why is that right by my head?
I don't know, but she gets most of her inspiration from real cockpits. She has this whole one monitor open with all these pictures that she's Googled for, since she's been doing
Like fighter cockpits and whatnot?
She loves, the retro stuff, the World War II, especially.
Well, on the dev blog, she already pretty much said that the Clan X are essentially modern fighters cockpits, whereas the IS are essentially 1940s bomber cockpits.
Perfect. That's a perfect aesthetic choice.
Yeah.
100% approved.
Okay, but
Lisa's
why is
awesome, man.
why is there
She's
a
so
gyroscope in my Mad Dog?
Why is there not
Because
a gyroscope
reasons,
in
man.
every mech, man? That's the better question. I love
What the
the
fuck is
gyroscope in
hitting
my
me?
cockpit.
God, there are like 1,000 LRMs on the enemy team.
Yours is much less likely to fall over. Just be happy about that.
Oh,
No,
Lord.
Actually, it's twice as likely. You need the gyroscope slower.
Darren, actually, while you're here, and since you're bringing up mechs that are coming out soon, so we've had several of the, obviously with the whole Harmony Gold thing, blah, 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 blah. We've had all those mechs announced, besides the Archer, that's obviously going to be coming here soon. What is, do we know what the next big pack's going to be after all these single mechs? Are they counting, because usually it alternates, right? Because usually it goes Clan IS, at least it has for a while. Are they counting all these 4 separate IS mechs as a IS pack, and so the next big announcement's going to be a Clan pack, or are they not quite that far into the future yet?
The
Absolutely
unseen 2Cs.
no clue.
Roger.
I was just trying to, as you were asking that question, I was thinking, did you bring up any mechs beyond what I know right now? And no, I did bring up to him other unseen, from Harmony Gold, like the Stinger, the Wasp, etc. And his response to that was, "Do we really need more 20-ton light mechs right now?"
No.
Right.
There is one that we need.
The fleet?
You're wrong.
No, the Piranha.
Oh, the Piranha. Yeah.
I want my
Machine
12
gun.
machine guns.
Destroyed.
So, yeah, there's a lot to choose from still. Phoenix Hawk, Crusader, those are Longbow, those fall within the unseen, and then there's tons that are just the regular non-unseen still.
Also, perfectly
Yes.
legitimate question for you to ask at the town hall when it comes up. With us about to go into 2015 or 26, I don't know what year it is. Whatever year we're about to be up to in less than a month from now. How far are they moving the timeline forward? Do we know that yet?
So in 2016,
Yes.
what is it? No, I don't know.
So that would
Okay.
be an interesting
Clarification question followed by fucking I don't know.
Yeah. Because you could basically move it up.
I just
another
wanted
1 to 2
to
years,
show
or
you how
could go-
smart I was that I knew what year.
Right?
It's better
Aren't I
than I do
smart?
at this point. Yeah.
So smart. Excellent. This is why we go to you for all our information.
But I would actually be interested if they're moving it up another 1 to 2 years, because I mean currently we have everything through 3052, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, ish.
Next time it'll be 3053, and we get nothing new.
Right.
I
Unless
feel
they
like
move it up a couple years again.
I
Or
feel like
possibly 3
content
years.
is going to kind of dictate the timeline.
Okay.
Because we jumped ahead, so therefore, did we jump ahead and we're moving from the point we jumped at, or like I don't know. It's
I will say this though, like now that the Unseens are pretty much on the table, they essentially just extended their stay within 3050, because I'm almost guaranteeing you that people are going to want their Unseens a whole hell of a lot more than they're going to want their 3055 mix.
yeah, but it's limited. You can do what, 1 more, 2 more packs maybe, and then you're done with the
Some
unseen.
of those new Inner Sphere
Well,
mechs are pretty cool.
It depends on, because you figure all of the Comstar variants that took battle, that actually fought at Tukey, have you
Like the 3058 TRO ones.
Yeah, those, all the, like, basically limited tech that was at Tukey has yet to be developed, like the Turkey de Tukina.
In before that one a while ago.
The other thing to remember about the timeline is that when you advance the timeline, not as only is it the mechs, but then you potentially are introducing new weapons as well, and there's going to be a hesitancy to jump into new weapons.
Light Gauss, Heavy Gauss, all that
Right.
crap.
Well,
Until what we currently have is at a more comfortable balance point, which we're getting close to, but yeah.
That's the interesting. I mean, because you figure nothing really crazy starts getting into the timeline until late 3050s. So you would be good until then.
And then I'll get my bushwhacker. Yes.
Then you get your bushwhacker, and I get heavy lasers, and then my happiness goes exponentially higher.
1-ton PPCs. Everyone ready?
That's it. See, that always is brought up, or they talk about a timeline jump, and I'm
The Dire Star will return with actually enough heat sinks.
Just because we are able to have the heavy lasers does not mean they'll put them in the game.
No, it doesn't. There's no guarantees, but I'm saying if we advance, then the potential is there.
Yeah.
That's the thing, though, is that by not making that decision to not put them in the game, they're also cutting their own content, because there are mechs that are known to have them, like the Solitaire and the Hellions and whatnot.
Yeah.
See,
Like I said, I think content is going to drive the timeline.
They'll have to do something mechanically if they put them in the game. They can't just be more powerful lasers with the short range. That would not work.
Well, they'll be like 5-second burn times, and they'll be totally useless.
The other cool thing I got to see in my favorite area, again, the art department, was both the Alpine rework as well as Bog. They're reworking Bog, which, is going to be way better to play on. Yes, destructible trees everywhere.
Thank you.
Does the swamp monster become
destructible? No. That was specifically stated.
So that thing is still going to stop my Direwolf dead every fucking time, because fuck Direwolf.
Adamantium.
No, it's made out of the same thing that we inhabited.
Unobtainium.
The
Adamantium?
Compactor.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
I feel like you're basically spoiling Russ's town hall, because you're pretty much just unloading.
Yeah,
so much information.
this is the town hall here.
Right here, right now. Let's get town hall the whole
Give him a
thing.
lecture.
We gotta get him on here, do our own little town hall.
Just
There's no way he'd agree with that.
Just refer everyone to this video. Be like, hey, we're not doing a town hall this week because I basically spoiled everything. It's good.
No, I'm not. None of this hasn't been stated already. I'm clear on, I think, almost everything.
Can both teams team up to fight the swamp monster as a special boss
If you can
battle
convince the other
in
team to
middle?
do that, then absolutely. Good luck with that.
That's the first PvE mission.
Yeah,
Right?
Cthulhu appears.
And then you all dine on some lobster meat.
We're all high-fiving each other before we go and destroy each other in 5 minutes.
Right.
Totally work.
Reactor
Bird
online.
people are never coming.
Sensors online. Weapons online.
It's in the Jettison Commission.
All systems
Man,
nominal.
it's funny when you bring that up with Jordan. Like, it's almost like he wants to deny that it even happened.
For all the shit that Far Country gets, I still, enjoy it just because it was at least different than just mechs going at it.
Wait. Which one is this?
Far Country?
Is that the one with Bird Aliens?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bird people.
I love that one.
They have a highly maneuverable team.
It's really bizarre, though.
It's bizarre, but in the context of like Battletech storylines, it's essentially like a jump ship disaster movie, and you basically get to see like what happens when you try to jump with your jump coils damaged, and just the entire idea.
Weird
of
shit
missed
happens.
jumps. Well, because like you hear about missed jumps and you hear about all these like potentially dangerous things that just can go terribly wrong in the Battletech universe that have nothing to do with mech combat whatsoever. And it was like one of the few books that actually, went into misjumps. It went into, the sentient species that we all know from like reading the books. There are species within the Battletech universe, like alien species with limited sentience, like just in a very primitive state, and just not to the point that they can communicate with humans, but we all know that they exist at least in some form of another in it, and they go into that as like a major plot point. Then they deal with like kind of just a society that deals without technology whatsoever. Like what happens when you do strip out all of like the fancy tech that Battletech is pretty much known for. Like I get why it's not a popular Battletech story because it's so different from everything else, but I kind of like it in the fact that it's one of the few Battletech stories that's allowed to be different, that still feels like it's somewhat in the universe until the bird people start talking and whatnot. So,
You gave it away, man!
Target
Come on!
engaged.
Hashtag
Spoiler.
spoiler.
did people really need to be spoiled about Far Country? Because like,
Well, I'm never gonna read it, so I don't give a shit.
Yeah. But like, it has its moments, and I think that's like one of the things about this universe that I feel is like one of the best parts about it is that the universe is so much more than just the battle mechs itself.
Okay,
Like, the
let's
battle
face
mechs
it. No matter how you describe the mechs and how you describe the battles, they will never be interesting. They'll always be cool, but they will never be interesting.
Well, and if your name is Victor Steiner Davian, then you have plot armor. I mean, there's also that.
And plot armor.
Okay, but even Victor Steiner, like, the thing I love about Victor Steiner is that he was basically described in the best way by one of
BT
like,
Delta?
the developers to me, which is pretty much he is successful in every single thing militarily, but utterly fails in
Enemy
every
mech
other
Right,
aspect
Torso
of
Alpha?
life.
Enemy
I
mech
got
destroyed.
a Barack up here, guys.
Target engaged.
Working on
Yeah, that's
it.
one of the things that made me upset about the BattleTech cartoon show is that they
Plot armor
I guess it
all
was
over
before-
the place.
Well, no, it was before the time
Target engaged.
when you could get away with it in the show. But the thing that would make BattleTech interesting as a show was being political, and it was not political at all.
No, it was very much an action cartoon. Well, it was a cartoon aimed at kids. Like, how political can you be where they're gonna actually
Which is
follow the plot,
absolutely
right?
Wrong demographic to aim BattleTech at.
Yeah, it should have been a very mature cartoon. Like, there's got to be a couple. I just can't think at the time.
There's a crab.
Shut up, yes they did.
Crab.
Don't ruin my childhood.
Runs this shit up.
Crab battle. Crab at the CT.
Got him.
Target engaged.
There's a marauder behind him. Everything else is kind of abandoning. We could probably kill the marauder.
Is that you, Hikage? Like how you moved.
Hell yeah, dude. Gotta be on the front line, son.
Back armor on the marauder.
All right, guys, I got to put the final touches on this video and render it.
All right.
So,
Well, thank
Peace.
you for joining us for basically the entire stream, Darren. We,
Even though I
Yeah.
muted myself for like most of it, like a jack.
top secret messages.
shh,
That's
don't
ruined
tell
the town
anyone.
hall for us, too.
All right. Now you're gonna be bored. Yeah, I've already read all this shit.
Enemy mech
No,
destroyed.
no, I'm stoked, man. It's thank you for having me, and I really am. I don't know if you can tell or not. I am excited about this stuff, like very much so.
Hey, anytime you want to swing by, just come on in. We're more than happy to have.
You don't need to poke him.
Oh no!
Well, I still.
That's a streak.
I know you still will.
I'm not Phil. Come on, man.
Enemy mech detected. Target engaged.
All right,
They
guys.
had a
Later, Darren.
I'm gonna
Good night.
Jeez.
Oh lord.
Oh, I overheated like a jackass.
I got murdered in my butthole.
Naturally, right in front of literally everybody. And I lived, because fuck it.
I just went on a fucking murdering spree this morning. Like, holy shit.
Well, I already had a match tonight where I killed literally half the team.
Target engaged. Enemy mech destroyed. Target engaged.
Aw, I didn't get that one.
I bet I got top damage.
Probably.
I don't know. This
I don't
Smoky was doing some work.
No, I absolutely got top damage.
Oh yeah, nice 1178. I just got most kills.
It's weird. This Orion is like average game, murders everything. It's like every fourth or fifth game.
Sometimes the stars just align and you just get to fire and fire until the match ends.
Just to have medium lasers and a bunch of SRMs on it or something.
2 UAC 5s, 2 large lasers.
So, we're now like 20 minutes, well 15 minutes over. You guys want to call it?
Yeah, we're going to call it.
Alright.
We're calling it a little bit late.
Well, it just make up for the fact that I was muted for half the freaking show.
It's all good, bro.
Scrubby McScrubberton. Alright. So this has been TheBearNet. If you like what you saw, please follow, subscribe, whatever the hell. Check out our YouTube channel. Where's that YouTube channel there, Alex?
It's youtube.com/udeck.
That's the one. It's linked in the chat, or if you want to find it, just search for TheBearNet on the YouTubes. It's much easier. And send us a follow and like, so we can get rid of that terrible link and just be like youtube.com/ukek, because that's what Alex is gonna do to it. He's not gonna let us be TheBearNet. It's just gonna be ukek.
You goddamn right it is.
All right.